Perth 2020. Society is in ruins, and a virus runs rampant among the world's humble citizens. They are lost. In these dark times, three wayward nerds cross paths at the House of India and realize they are destined to be friends. And so they did. This is their story. The story of The Side Quest.
Welcome back to the Feet Podcast.
Well, welcome back to the Side Quest Podcast. My name's Matt.
I'm BJ.
I'm Luke.
Oh my gosh.
We're
finally here.
We're home.
After what? How many? Like 15 episodes since 100? You can now see our beautiful faces again.
Speaking of beautiful faces, BJ, that's right in your face.
What's in my face?
The
Your
mic.
Yeah, but I feel like I'm not loud enough to get it. How about there? Is that good?
Yeah, that's fine.
Probably.
Okay.
We can up yours in the edit now.
Yeah, we'll figure it
There's
out.
a lot of changes. We got.
There's a lot of figuring it out, dude. It's almost been like going down like a rabbit hole of stuff because it's like we're making big changes and I'm thinking, oh, like the only thing I'm gonna need to change is like that we're doing video, but you know, I'll just clip the intro that we did for our 100th episode and the other episodes, the other videos we've done, and I'll just put those in the beginning. Like, it's super simple, and do the same outro, just copy and paste.
And it's not that simple.
It's not, because then I'm thinking like, okay, well, this computer doesn't suck, but compared to my other one, it does suck. With all
really great computer. Comparatively, it's a potato.
yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, it is great. It's pretty decent.
I'd say for what we're doing, this is a perfect computer.
For sure, but
Like, yeah.
but I need to edit and stuff, and I'm like, well, I'm not going to do it on this computer, sitting on a couch, doing this from a screen that's, you know, like 8 feet away.
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking like, okay, well, now I need to get a way to get files back and forth, and I do not want to have to drag and drop USB like files every single time. And so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to set up a server or something, and then I've gone down this rabbit hole of like all these things. I'm like, oh my gosh, now like I kind of am understanding like big media company problems. Like they're like they have to get servers and do like, I'm like, oh my gosh, just all my gears are turning because of it. So,
Yep.
but I'm excited. This took fucking forever
To put up.
Yeah.
Yes, okay, because we set it down. I mean, that took us a little bit to figure
It took
out.
us to figure out this.
Yeah.
The SQ took a hot minute of like, how do we get it right? Because we kept doing so many different variations of the Q.
the Q
S
was-
was good. S was
yeah.
we got pretty easily.
Yeah.
The Q took like, I want to say 20 minutes, maybe a little more, to figure out the fuck
of
out.
me drawing, and finally I figured it out of how to loop it like that.
I thankfully took like 3 pictures and I was like, I have it.
Yeah.
We know what it is.
So then we're like trying to think, how do we put it up? And I was like, we can't draw on the wall, because what if we like don't like the shape of it? Yeah.
So my idea was we take a bunch of pieces of printer paper, tape them all together, and make a big blueprint.
And so we did. It was like, I mean, it was as big as this, which is a lot of printer paper. I mean, it must have been like,
It was quite a few sheets.
yeah, at
But
least
then-
like 35 or something.
We'd take tape and stick it on the points where we needed the little hangers.
So yeah, then we laid this out on the paper and traced out like the top and the bottom side with a pencil. And so once we got that, we then brought it over here, stuck it on the wall, and we were like, well, how do we? Because this uses like the 3M really sticky like little attachments. I was like, we can't, if we put it on the paper, it's just going to rip off the paper and it's not going to be sticky anymore. How do we do this? So then I was like, okay, if we put painter's tape in the sections that we're going to put the little attachments, we can peel them off from the painter's tape, because painter tape is really good about that. And so then we put the painter's tape down, we set it up all like this, and we're like, this looks amazing. And then I was like, how do we transfer it over? So we were thinking of like pulling this off and putting like dots where like they would go to like, and I was like, but no, we need the angle just right. And so
what we ended up doing was we would rip the paper gradually, unstick the thing, rip it a little bit more, and then stick it on the wall.
It was ridiculous.
It looks great though. Like,
I agree.
I love that you can see my hand motions now.
Yeah. You know,
you can now see all of us. Like I've made a point to just like that's why I have this unopened can of beer in my hand to be like, don't just sit still.
For sure.
I have to control my ADD hard.
At least we don't have someone watching over us, like in the 100th episode. We don't have to be nervous.
Yeah, where someone's just off screen, just be like.
Yeah.
Although to be fair, the 100th episode it was fun because we got a couple laughs that felt pretty good.
Yeah.
And we recapped the whole first 100 episodes that were our favorites.
Yeah, it was a good time. And then we all got tattoos.
Well, y'all did.
Yep. We sure did.
Sanachu. It's been a busy week, but I've just been waiting for today.
Yep.
You were so stoked. You're like, are we really going to be doing it on Tuesday?
I was like, hey, we gonna be in the room?
Yeah.
We gonna be in the room? Like,
Yeah.
let's fucking go.
It feels so nice and natural to like lean back, and I don't have like my office chair that I'm like constantly moving around in, and then if I lean back it goes tonk.
Yeah.
I'm also not, because for whatever reason where I sat, I guess, or how I sat on the chairs, whatever chair I used, the left leg got caught, and so anytime I like would scoot the chair back, I'd be like kind of stuck, and so you'd see me like hop the chair a bit or do something else on the side. Mm-hmm. We don't have to worry about pulling the table out and putting it back together again. Like we can now, like the dining room table can just be a dining room table, can sit in there, be its own thing.
Yeah. Carmen was like, I can do whatever I want in there. I can watch movies or TV shows.
Yeah, they can now have a whole Mario Party like battle royale, like
screaming at
kill each other 100%. In there, full bloody murder, and we can be in here and just be super fun and chill and just hang out.
I saw Nate this weekend. He was saying like, "Hey, you guys should come over and we'll have a pool, like go to the pool." And we were super stoked. And we walked in their house, and there's like another couple there, and we were like, ooh. And Carmen looked at me and was like, and just her being like a super introvert, like she was like, I was not prepared to be with other people. I need time to prepare. If I had only known.
Was she the Joker?
Yeah. And
you see, Batman, I
had a good time.
Extrovert.
Good time with Nate, and he was. We were talking about the next time he comes to hang out, and he really wants to play Titanfall 2, which I'm not opposed to.
Fucking great game.
I'm not opposed to it. I mean, there's definitely like others that I think would be good, but why not do Titanfall 2?
Titanfall 2 is a perfect game, at least in terms of its campaign. Oh, I think it's
100%. It's one of the best campaigns.
It hits you emotionally. It's got its like huge bombastic action scenes. I've never felt bored like playing through it. Like in a lot of like your Call of Duty or your like Battlefield campaigns, there's some of those stretches where you're like, all right, you're just going through wave after wave after wave of enemy. Nothing cool's happening. The character's not saying shit. I'm bored. Mm-hmm. But like whatever. It's a first person shooter, so you're getting, the fun bits.
Yeah.
Titanfall 2 didn't have that. Every moment, because of its mobility, each level is spaced in a way where like that's clearly where I gotta go, but I can also jump up on this thing. I'm far away.
They know exactly how drunk we get now.
Yep. Now they're gonna see me like, damn.
There's gonna be like a cut in a couple of years of like the beer count, like after
the final side quest beer count.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen? I think it's Kenny Beats. He does his like with a bunch of different rappers or whatever. He does just like a session where he'll like make a beat like right there with the person, then he'll have them like freestyle a rap, and he did one with Thundercat. And
that's the person that does like Rocket League stuff, right?
I guess.
No, that's Monster Cat.
Monster Cat, yeah. Okay, no, Thundercat's
I love Monster Cat.
Thundercat is a bassist, and he has a really he makes his own music that's really good. But he was there, and this man just kept drinking the energy drink yerba mates, and by some point they had a counter that was 6. Just 6 within the session, and his freestyle rap was like, oh, he is on one.
Speaking of energy drinks, How To with John Wilson is back.
Oh, let's go.
New episodes every Friday.
We need to catch up on we watched the first one, and it was good. It was good.
In the most recent one, he I can't remember even what the subject is because that's how it always goes with him.
But I know which one you're talking about, and that was actually the pilot episode that we never saw.
Oh, well, in that episode, he goes
I lied.
in this episode that exists, he goes
in one of the seasons.
He goes to like Panama City Beach or something, like a resort, and he doesn't know that MTV is filming Spring Break there that week at the resort that he booked.
Oh, this.
And he's there alone, and it's like MTV came up and stopped him because he kept turning around during one of the concerts. And they were like, "You have to stop turning around. We're gonna kick you out. You're making the shot look like shit."
Because he's the one. The whole crowd's like looking at these performers, and he's just like looking up at the camera.
Looking up at the drone and shit. And it gets to this point where he goes to this other beach and he meets these like Bang Energy representatives. And he starts talking to them about the CEO, and they're like, "Yeah, he's really cool. He's got a really sick home gym and all this stuff." And then he goes there to this guy's home, uninvited, never talked to the man before. He goes up to the gate, and they're like, "Hey, who are you here to see?" And he just says the guy's name, and they open the gate. So he drives up to this guy's house, and he notices there are a bunch of cars there, so his gate is open too. And then he just walks up to his front door, knocks on the door, gets let into this man's house, and then just walks up behind him, and the guy never fucking knew. He turns around and he's like, "Who are you? What are you doing here?" And he's like, "Hey, I'm shooting a documentary for HBO."
He does get freaked out initially.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He was like, "Who are you and what are you doing here?" And he tells him, "Oh, I'm shooting a documentary for HBO." And he's like, "Let me show you my house." So he takes him to the...
it's his wife's birthday, who's also like 30 years younger.
Yeah, and
his wife's birthday
and baby shower because she's pregnant again.
And so he's like, he goes in the middle of it and he's like, "Guys, HBO's here. Like, everyone say hey HBO." And the whole bridal, like, or the
six
all the
full-grown
guests,
women and like 5 little girls
are
are
all
like,
there, and they look at the camera that he's holding up. They're like, "We love HBO." Like, oh my gosh,
it's so.
But he turned out to be like a really chill dude. I mean, definitely an eccentric, millionaire.
Well, it seems nice. It seems like all the stuff that's come out about him is he's just kind of a piece of shit when it comes to the business side. Like when the Bang guy, CEO. Yeah, so like when it comes to like he's cut corners, he's done a lot of shit, and it's like he's just a piece of shit to work for. But then it seems that like anybody who knows him outside of work, it seems he has a work mode and a I'm off the clock, I don't give a fuck mode.
Yeah.
And that side is very chill. He doesn't give a fuck. He's like, whatever. Second he clocks in type shit, it's like micromanage CEO. We got to get it, all this shit. So
we should do that to the Twisted Tea CEO.
just side quest Twisted Tea special. We go to his house.
It'd be 100% warranted.
Watch him be like he just lives in a simple like farm, southern thing. He's all about we all love tea around here. I love me and my pal used to drink on the porch. I thought why not just put the two together,
I think it's probably not as down home country as I know to expect.
Dave Berwick.
Shout out Dave. You've kept this podcast going for as long as it has.
Thank you, Dave. Did you see Erica Lindbeck is back on Twitter?
I didn't see she's back on Twitter, but I saw her.
Mommy.
Yeah.
Milkers?
She's fine as hell. She's a voice actress.
Yeah, she voices Futaba in Persona 5. She voices Mustard in Smiling Friends. And the other girl who makes out with the shrimp in the bar.
Yeah. Shrimpina.
Yeah.
Shrimpina.
Bro, low key. Okay, I did a whole binge of Smiling Friends.
I'll watch the whole series in a day.
They're not even like 20-minute episodes.
It's so fucking good. Like
they're only
I
like
can
15
just go.
minutes. They're like really short.
Yeah, it's like they were making one of those shows where it's like 15-minute segments and they were going to do
Commercial
30
break.
minutes of
15,
but they just kept them as 15s because they put them on HBO, I think.
Well, it's Adult Swim, so it was on Adult Swim.
I don't know.
So they probably, for Adult Swim, they probably did the 15, 30 thing. And then when they just throw them on HBO, it's like, well, here's the episode, like this episode. We're not going to put them in 2 episodes just here. Because in my opinion, even though it would have been the same thing, it's way more bingeable when it's just, here's a 15-minute episode. Because I feel like I can stop whenever I want. I never do. I just binge through the whole thing.
One of my favorite ones is their like Hobbit, like
yeah.
one.
Oh yeah, the fantasy one.
Yeah, and then it turns out she's like, he's been stalking me. And she opens it up as a bomb. She just screams and throws out
What's
the window.
in the box? I have no idea.
Was it the first
4, 3, 2, and then she just
Isn't the first episode the guy who's gonna kill himself? They don't.
Yeah, Desmond. I love that episode.
I love because during that, while that's all happening, you go back to the home, and it's the red dude finds the guy in his walls, and dude's like, "Whoa, dude, you can't like fucking like don't look." He's like, "Well, you're in my walls. Like it's my business." He's like, "No, it's not."
Yeah, I guess that's not really any of your business now, is it?
The one where it's the what's the like century egg?
Oh yeah, the fast food one.
Yeah,
that's the one. That's a
the
really
murder
good
mystery one
with the rotoscoped man with the animated characters.
Yeah,
Salty,
mustard.
Yeah, and they all kill him.
Yeah, every one of them.
How many fucking people killed this guy?
It's so funny being a fan of Oni Plays, where like I hear all of Zach's voices, and then go to Smiling Friends and just hear him as many different characters. Like he's the main yellow dude. That's Psychic Pebbles or Zach. And then you just see him in different, like what was the little green guy just, and who spits at people?
Oh, Glep.
Yeah, Glep.
Yeah.
There was that one where the thing was coming out of the screen. It's like, oh fucking get it! I'm not touching that thing. And it's
Get
Zach,
it now!
It's just Zach screaming, just.
I can't wait for season 2.
God,
I still think my favorite clip of it was when he goes to hell, and he goes like, and this is
the demon who's gonna possess you. Dude, do that again. I'm gonna punch you so hard. I swear to God. And then later in the episode, I told you I was gonna do it, man.
So good.
It's
Hilarious.
fucking great.
I also love the Uber Eats part of that episode.
Oh yeah.
And they forgot the straw. Great. Thanks. Exactly what I wanted, actually.
It's a lot of ironically, when watching it this time, I realized like, man, they don't actually like cuss a lot.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the jokes, like they're childish and stupid, but they're like.
Well, that's one of the
really
things that they
well-written.
really wanted to do was you can do adult humor without cursing all the time.
And like it makes it whenever they do cuss, it hits harder.
Yeah, exactly.
Because like when Desmond's like, if you guys don't make me laugh, I'm gonna fucking kill
shoot
myself.
in the head and make you watch.
The make you watch was like, oh, hey, Pim, I think this guy's a lost cause.
Yeah, I'm glad that turned into a meme.
I love Smiling Friends. It's my favorite like new, I guess, a new age Adult Swim, but like in general, it's up there like all time Adult Swim shows for me.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
Yeah, I agree.
But I did not see she was back on Twitter. Did she like post about the situation, or is she just back on Twitter?
I think it's just like she's posting the things that she puts on Instagram there.
Did you see her workout?
Yeah. His fucking shoulders are ripped, dude.
Yeah, I was like, Jesus. Also, I don't know. I didn't read the tattoo on her like back, but I think it's for Billy.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Which I'm like, good.
Who's Billy?
He was another voice actor, and they were dating at the time. But what did he have? Was it cancer or was it?
I'm not totally sure. I think it was leukemia. I'm not.
Whatever it was, he knew. Like he knew about it. Like he knew like his time was short because I saw a video where he was talking to his fans and he's like, look, if anybody other voice actors take my spot because of this, like don't give them hate, like give them the utmost respect and love they deserve, because even though yes it's he was like they've earned that spot, they didn't just take it. It's like I want them to like have the shot to voice these characters. And I was like, damn. So yeah, he knew, and then he passed, and it's sad.
Now it's time for the Dan Schneider hour of the podcast.
Oh boy. Oh, I got socks on, so I can't be a part of this.
Now we're gonna step on jelly.
Ew.
Or can we step on grapes and then fall over and go?
Yes.
I hope she's all right.
Bro.
So what have you fuckers been up to?
Well, I know Matt's gonna go all in on what he's been up to, so I'll go first so I can get mine out the way.
Oh.
Unless you want to go.
No, it's okay.
We can make it the whole 2 hours.
No, it's okay.
I've been reading a lot of manga. I've been very slowly playing through Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, and I like it, but I'm like, I don't know, I haven't found the motivation to like really dig in. I think because I've seen all the Baldur's Gate stuff, and I'm like, I want to dig into here, but like I don't want to start a game and then pick up Baldur's Gate and drop another game. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But so I've been doing that and watching more anime. Finished because I skipped it last week, but I finished Jujutsu Kaisen's first part of season 2. the first arc. They're going on a break now, and then Shibuya starts on the 31st of this
Shibuya.
month.
Shibuya roll
So
call.
that's gonna be fire. They've teased the new opening theme, and it sounds amazing.
You see the JJK Fortnite collab?
I texted him. I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna need that PS5 back, like real quick."
I was like, just tell me when you have money and I'll buy it for you.
Yeah. Well, now it's worse because to get Yuji, you have to do the fucking event. So I have to now play it. So I'm gonna try to get buy all the skins and then try to get Yuji. I have it downloading on my Switch.
Which one's Yuji, the main character?
One of them.
Okay.
There's the main character of the movie, and then Yuji's the main character of the show. But then Gojo has his past arc that's like a full arc with just him. And then Yuji's again the main character. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No, yeah. So it goes, but
I'm so sorry.
yeah, you're fine.
I just thought a little goofy with all the cameras and stuff. you
No,
know?
a little visual gag, you know.
Yeah. Go.
But yeah, no, I think I can safely say JJK is my favorite new gen anime, like of all of them. And I've the Gojo, the hidden inventory arc, which is what they just did for the 5 episodes, was fucking amazing. Seeing it week to week and then seeing all the reactions, because like I have my TikTok was nothing but reactions of the end of episode 3, and I'm just constantly watching them all. And I'm not gonna say it because I don't want to spoil it. Go watch it. But this has been probably my favorite watching anime week to week moment that I've had since last year with when we were watching Chainsaw Man. I was watching Bleach. We started Mercury.
I know.
I finished it, so I've
Was it good?
I really like it actually.
let's-
I still
let's
don't
do
like
that,
the school aspect, but like they kind
School
of
aspect was dumb. I need the bigger picture. It's never been about school.
well the thing is this one is
Shonen shit.
Well, that's why I like it, is because it's different.
this one is still the school is a part of it. It's continuously, but it starts to like
bigger picture.
well the bigger picture, yes, but it's still the school is very important.
Yeah.
But yeah, the two I think Suletta is probably one of my favorite. It goes Mikazuki and Suletta. Like it's just the top two for me of all the Gundam shit I've seen. She's great. I love her a lot.
Okay.
So
Mikazuki is hard to beat.
well, Mikazuki's just and the thing. What's funny is like Mikazuki's the protagonist, but like he is not the lead of the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I would argue the lead. What's the white-haired guy's name? I can't remember his name again. Johnny Young Bosch voices him.
Oh, I was
can't
thinking
remember.
of the violet-haired guy.
Or yeah, well him. Like
Same shit. They change it scene to scene.
yeah, his friend who pretty much just like yeah.
Hathaway was so good.
Hathaway's-
I love
Can't wait for the follow up to that.
especially since it's a character from the old
Yeah.
Gundam series.
No,
That's this year, isn't it? The sequel.
Bro, if it is, we're gonna have a
I think so.
party. Like
It's either this
party
year or
to
it's like
watch
beginning
that.
of next year.
That is like peak Gundam.
Well, I think it's hitting Japanese cinema first, and then it's gonna hit once its run is done. Then it hits Netflix globally, I think, because Netflix has the rights to put it out like on streaming, but it's still like in most anime movies, is gonna have a theatrical run in Japan.
Yeah, I think Gundam has a deal with Netflix and Hulu. Hulu, I think, has
Who's got a shit ton?
Yeah, Hulu, I think, has the broadcast stuff, and I think Netflix has the OVAs and movies.
Because Hulu's got MSO8 Team, they've got Iron Blooded Orphans, they've got 00, they've got
they got Wing.
Wing is on Hulu, Unicorn's on Hulu.
Did you say
The
00?
I still need to finish season 2. I guess I got all the way to season 1.
But is that one on Hulu still?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. They have Hulu's been getting a lot of anime because I think Viz Media has a deal with them because they're getting all of Shippuden dubbed.
I low-key hate the worst UIs. Crunchyroll is the worst UI.
On console, yes. I think mobile's fine.
Dude,
But then Hulu is pretty bad.
I kind of like Hulu. I just don't like the way they do anime specifically.
Well, yeah.
How it's sub and dub separately.
But I also hate that, like, if you go to play and then it goes to, like, an episode and then you then have to go over again to get to a season. It's
I don't necessarily hate that because like my thing is like
I mean, I still vastly prefer that to Crunchyroll.
well yeah.
yeah.
Crunchyroll's fine on mobile, like especially now that they don't have it separated into 17 different seasons. That's just different dubs. Like at least for most of it, at least on mobile. Mobile, you can just pick the thing, and it's whatever your language choice is the default. And if it's not there, it'll just go to Japanese with subs. So it's changed on mobile. Console still has that shit Like when we were trying to find Dragon Ball
dude.
Superhero, where it's like here's 17
Yeah, we had
different.
to
we had to
scroll
do
to
that.
each different dub and wait for it to scroll and see
We
the
had
language.
to do that for the dub of
My
season
Hero
6,
recently.
My Hero.
They thankfully, mobile.
And
it's
they
different.
didn't have any subtitles, which is hard for Carmen.
Yeah.
Which does suck.
Oh, they don't have like subtitles just in general.
I mean, they it says that it does, but they never pop up.
I would. Where are they at on Hulu? Because I think Hulu has the subtitles. Or it doesn't
Hulu
either.
is just the Japanese sub.
Oh well, because they have to wait for it to be finished, and then they get the dub after. They don't
Yep.
get simul dub; they get it afterward.
But we have been watching more My Hero. We are currently in the, I guess people call it the war arc, the end of the Liberation Army shit. What do you think so far,
Oh
Matt?
man, I love Endeavor so much. I love him so much.
Controversial opinion.
Actually, not realistically. It's not.
I mean, among My Hero fans,
Well,
they've never forgiven
Here's
Endeavor.
a hot take.
This is the longest-
Endeavor,
Oh, that take is so hot. It burned me.
Oh shit!
Endeavor has had more character growth in this past like 13, 15 episodes than Bakugo has had in the entire series so far.
I agree. All of Bakugo's character development is at the end.
I know, but that pisses me off.
Well, even then, all of his character growth has just been he forgave Deku, and now he's still an asshole, but he's now a tolerable asshole. That's basically his character growth this whole show so far.
Yeah, he
And it's annoying.
work together with people at least.
Yeah, when he was doing that, like,
The group exams.
yeah, that was
I
cool
like
to see.
I like that Todoroki and Bakugo like, oh yeah, y'all didn't pass. I actually kind of like that.
for sure.
That still leads me to my favorite moment of the overhaul arc is when people were getting fucked up and Matt was like, I want Todoroki and Bakugo.
This is one thing that I said this to you before the podcast, but I think My Hero nails the spectacle that like I don't think I think a lot of the new gen stuff has specific things. I think of the new gen you have Chainsaw Man, which is like the weird shit. Like that's the weird stepchild of like that's doing its own thing. Like it has all of the same tropes, but it fucking switches them so fast. You have Jujutsu Kaisen, which is all about it's dark and the fights are great. You then go to like My Hero and it's spectacles there, and it nails it. Black Clover has that long, like kind of Naruto long running, just like here's this system and like it's the more Naruto equivalent.
It's structured more like the Naruto anime than it is the manga.
Yes.
But it works for Black Clover, I think.
And I think that's why I like, because for a while, if you weren't the big three, you weren't really looked at. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
at least over here.
Yeah, because it was Dragon Ball was like the Godfather. Sailor Moon is up there too, but then like not many people really knew about Yu Yu Hakusho or Rurouni Kenshin, at least in the West. They were like definitely like the kind of people liked them and they were popular, but they were still niche. It wasn't until One Piece, Naruto, and Bleach hit they're like, oh, that's anime, that's shonen, that's how that works, and everything else kind of had to follow that, like those three. And now we're at a point where we actually have like people like the fans of those anime are now making their own manga, making their own anime, and they're starting to kind of do like, well, I like this part of Bleach, so let me do that, or I like this part of Naruto, but I didn't like this part, so let me do my thing. And like Demon Slayer, I think, is the best example where it's like, hey, I have a story to tell, but I'm not about to do 600 plus chapters of all this shit. I'm just doing.
That's why I love Demon Slayer. It's so concise. There's no room for filler whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
It's perfect.
I think the anime is doing really good with just adapting an arc.
I can't wait to see the Sword Village stuff they're putting out. It looks
You've
from the
read all the
trailers.
manga?
Yeah.
Have you?
It's great.
How many volumes?
22 or 23.
Whoa, that's
It's
not-
short.
That's super short.
Like its box set is just a complete series box set, whereas like every other one, it's like here's
Here's
box
the
set
first
20.
18th of the series.
Yeah.
My Heroes goes up to 20 right now. That's its biggest box set. I think we're on volume 33, I think now.
Something like that.
I think
'Cause
the most-
we're,
Wait, My Hero's only 33?
we're on the cusp of 400 chapters. Like chapter 400 is coming out very soon.
Well, like it's funny because like yeah, My Hero's long, but like I don't think we're ever gonna see a One Piece, Bleach, Naruto long manga ever again.
Yeah, because they're not crunching people like that anymore forcing them to do more when they need it.
Because like I said, Demon Slayer is perfect. Jujutsu Kaisen is almost over. My Hero is almost over. I don't fucking know when Black Clover's ending. That one might be the one that hits the fucking long ass one, but
I could see that.
like all the good ones, like they have a concise, this is the story they want to tell, then they're gonna end it when they want to. Like I think Jujutsu Kaisen's supposed to end either end of this year or sometime next year, so we're at the tail end of that story. My Hero's in its last arc. A lot of these big ones. I'm excited though for some new shit. Kaiju number 8's been great. I fucking love
that one
manga.
looks. What's the new anime coming out about the Power Rangers gone bad?
Go-Go Loser Ranger.
Loser Ranger.
God.
I've been wanting to read that manga forever.
Dude, apparently that manga is like surprisingly good because the guy or the girl who wrote it, I don't know what they are, wrote Quintessential Quintuplets before this, which is like the romance anime about the guy who's gonna pick one of these quintuplets to date or marry. That was what they wrote before, and now he's writing. So what if the putty got pissed and decided to kill all the Power Rangers? And
Well,
I'm like,
it's more that the Power Rangers were dickheads the whole time.
it's the boys meets Power Rangers.
Yeah.
And that every day they have to replay the final fight. That's terrible.
That's so cool. Like, yeah, it's like a lot of
It's
that
a great
shit.
concept.
Have either of you guys seen or read Mashal, Magic and Muscle?
I have pretty much know the anime, at least up to.
Have you like watched it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that phenomenal. It's so funny. I love it so much. But that's like a new age one where like it finished recently, where I think it had like 200 or 200 chapters maybe. But it was like, yeah, it did its story. It's done. We're finished, and it just dipped out. I'm like, I'm kind of down with that because I love Bleach. I love Naruto. I finished Skypiea in One Piece. That's where I've gotten in One Piece.
Yeah.
And then I'm
I
like,
might be in the minority here, but I think 3 of the best anime ever made are Sergeant Frog, Squid Girl, and fucking K-On!
K-On's great though.
Those are all animes?
Yes.
I've never heard of any of them.
K-On
Sergeant
is
Frog is about an alien frog that builds gunpla and is a pervert. Squid Girl is about a girl that is a squid from the ocean and it's comedic. And then K-On! Is about these girls in high school that start a band. And it's the cutest shit ever made.
K-On! Is the most feel good shit I've ever seen. Like I put it on because he told me to watch it. And I was like, okay. And I started putting it on. I'm like, I'm just happy. This is just great. I'm not like, I love this.
The problem with K-On! Though is that if you have a K-On! Profile picture, you're definitely racist.
Why?
Because it's just like an alt-right symbol now.
Really?
Which is hilarious.
Dude, I'll just quickly, though. Endeavor is my favorite, though. I love him so much.
Endeavor is amazing, and just for context for the viewers, I don't think we mentioned it yet, but we are in the episode that we just watched. Shigaraki woke up and destroyed like a huge crater of the city, and then woke up Makia. So shit is about to go down.
It's the villain arc, right? This is, or My Villain Academia is the arc.
It's after that.
Okay.
They
Liberation,
do that, and then it's Liberation, and then they do the raid. So I guess it's the raid arc or whatever.
It's still part of Liberation,
because
War or whatever. But
they've taken over the Liberation now.
Yeah.
So
that arc is great. Because I would say for a while, pretty much up until like where we're at now, or where you guys are at, is when I started getting back into My Hero. Because for a while, I kind of felt like the shonen burnout of like, okay.
Well, this arc
shit.
that we're in now is where the peak starts, and then it keeps going to where we are currently.
Yeah, like from this point forward, because like then, my one gripe of this point onward is the Vigilante arc not being as long as it should have. That's it. Everything else.
But now we're getting that movie.
I hope to God it's set during the Vigilante arc.
It
Please.
is. Look at the costume.
It has to be. It fucking has to be.
Didn't they? Was it a trailer for season 7 or a trailer for that?
That was the one where they just showed all the different movies, and then they show it's like.
Do we have a name for this movie?
My Hero Academia, movie number 4.
Okay.
That's the movie so far.
Yeah, they don't have a.
It's just pretty much, it's the
yet.
teaser saying that we're working on the movie part, which probably means that once this season is over, they're taking a break, putting the movie out, because Bones does other things too. Because they did the last time they took a break with My Hero.
Well, after they do this
was Mob
season,
Psycho.
they're gonna have to wait for it to end.
Probably
for them to do another season. But
hey, I just say this is the perfect time to pick up a new anime, and I think there's 2 specific manga they could pick up. It's either Dandadan or Sakamoto Days, dude.
I think somebody needs to fucking do and I'll keep coming back to this but Ayashimon. You make Ayashimon 1 season anime, And if people are into it, then the manga can continue.
Well, they put out the 3 volumes that are out of it physically, so you can buy it, but it's not going to continue. I think somebody should get it. I don't know if Bones would do it though. I think Bones is very like
With the art
good
style,
with stylist, like very like comical stylized.
well, with the art style being so good in that one, I think that is a legitimate one that Mappa could do and have it be done somewhat quickly.
the thing is, we'd have to wait because what's on their plate now is like
Yeah,
a lot.
because they don't want to hire new animators. They just want to kill everybody in their office.
I though think I think Wit, the guys who did Attack on Titan before Mappa got it and who did Vinland Saga before Mappa got it, they could probably do Ayashimon. And with it being a 1-season anime,
I'd be down with that.
Speaking of Mappa, I just can't. I mean, we talked about this off pod, but One Punch Man is going to be insane.
Oh my god, dude!
That might break the internet.
I think we should squad up for that first episode.
Yeah.
When that drops.
it's gonna be. I wonder though because
it's just so I've seen a lot, not as many animes of you guys, but enough to form my own opinions.
I mean, realistically, I really haven't seen that many.
But I mean, I feel like compared to a lot of people, we've seen a lot, and we know some niche ones and other stuff like that. But it's I keep if I think about like a tier list, like One Punch Man is so up there, and like you can kind of quantify it, but just part of me is just like it is just so enjoyable to watch.
Yeah. Because it switches between the comedic and the serious really well.
well the fact
And it
is
really keeps you engaged.
And then it also just is like does stuff that's like fucking badass, and you're like so you get like hyped too.
I just want to see the King show. I want to see 5 seasons of King doing his shit.
Playing like girly dating.
Yeah, playing
games.
dating sims and Street Fighter with Saitama.
I just want to see King just doing all that, and then like I want to see
That would be a great.
I wanna see King, like-
wallpaper, like a animated wallpaper of them. Like
Yeah, playing that would be good.
Who do you think they main in Street Fighter?
I think King is definitely Chun-Li.
yeah, I was gonna say
And Saitama
with the custom skin from the
With the new
from the
mod,
live
yeah.
stream, yeah.
Yeah,
And I think Saitama is probably just Ryu.
just basic.
Yeah.
It's funny because like Saitama is the most basic ass bitch in that show when it comes to like his likes and interests, but then he's like the most badass motherfucker in that. Like I love when they change the style of his face. Like when it's doofy, like just
Always
like dork,
doofy.
and then immediately fights, and he's the most badass drawn shonen protagonist you've ever seen.
he gets like because before it's just like a plain
Like an oval. He's an
oval,
egg.
but then they like do elongate it with like the really pointed chin.
Really pointed chin. His bald
His
head.
eyes change.
Dude, his bald head gets very shiny.
They
Like
do a
the
couple
gleam.
of that like red line like.
I
I love
think
Redline.
Dude, that's also like peak.
I fully agree.
I don't think
I am
people
so
know
angry
that it's like.
people didn't give it the chance because it failed at the box
Well, like
office.
I also think that
it's
it's in like the world of anime. It's like something that a lot of people are inspired by.
Yeah, it's kind of like, I mean, to a lesser extent, but Bleach, where all these new mangaka are all about like, oh, I was very inspired by Bleach to make this story.
But a lot of probably like animators are like
Well, yeah,
red lines.
when it comes to animators,
Yeah.
you can see like, especially new animator stuff, you can see like, oh, you can easily tell they're a fan of Redline, and it's fucking awesome. It's so weird to see like, and it would be like the creative types would be into things that are like not super popular. Like I don't know why that's so cool to me, but like we talked about it when I mentioned like all Bleach is like this, but like finding out that all of your favorite rappers MF Doom.
Yep.
Is like kind of cool where you're like, oh, that's fucking sick, but then you're like, MF Doom is still like the most underground, like.
Speaking of Redline and those impact frames and everything, the hypest that Matt has ever been watching My Hero was watching Endeavor fight the high-end Nomu and seeing the prominence burn that he does.
Oh yeah, he brings them in the sky like in Fire Force. I was like, he's gonna do it just like Fire Force. Dude, the impact frames on that are insane.
It was like Berserk panels for a minute.
Dude, they were. It was so good.
I think if you like a lot of the animation style that My Hero does, you would love Mob Psycho. Like honestly,
We've been talking about that.
we have.
I mean, it's
I would 100% love to be here and watch that with you
I-
guys.
I feel like
love Mob Psycho.
I'd be fine after we get through My Hero. We get through for you Psychopaths because I think you need to study Psychopaths.
I do need to watch more Psychopaths.
And then I define watching Mob Psycho.
Hell yeah.
Mob Psycho is phenomenal. I think and again, another one of those short, sweet, whatever. It's just 3 seasons.
Okay.
It is easy to get through. It's like 24 episodes each. I think maybe 12.
That'll be nice too because like Psychopaths is only 2 seasons.
I think 2 seasons and something's coming out now, isn't it?
A movie?
I know the movie, but Crunchyroll's been putting out something.
Oh, okay.
Is it a new season or is it just?
It might just be OVAs. I'm not sure.
But then so just getting through some short stuff might be nice.
Hey, Jujutsu Kaisen's pretty short so far. I'm gonna
Thanks.
I'm gonna ride that bridge until I get you guys to watch it one of these days.
What? Sorry.
What was that?
Quick,
Sorry.
pretend to be asleep.
Nah. Anything else y'all been doing? I know Matt's about to go off.
I have played a little more Final Fantasy.
Whoa!
16 or have you started 2?
16.
That's a fair question. That's a really fair question.
Dion is like the dopest character.
Fucking great.
Openly gay Final Fantasy character that isn't like a
stereotype.
complete like bitch.
Annoying.
Yeah, like a caricature of what a gay person should be. He's turning into like the best character in the game so far. The Empire is fucked and he's the only sane person in it. And I think I'm almost to the next fight because we're on the way to the next crystal now. So that's happening there. And then I recently replayed RE4 because I can get through that really quickly. And that game is still perfect. And I still haven't played the remake.
Yeah, I was gonna say remake. Remake could be fun to do for the Let's Play. I would 100% love to be the guy playing. Well, see, the thing is, RE4 isn't as scary as I think what Matt wants me to play a scary game for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I've already played Outlast, so it would be scary, but I'd be like, I know what's behind that corner.
But to be fair, I also think RE4, in comparison to some of the other Resident Evils, is not the scariest one. Well, like when you're just wandering around in the village and you can just run away.
I'd say scariest is probably 7.
I agree.
Just because Biohazard is
because of how it's
wait, Seven's
Biohazard, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's first person and it's like very limited in what
Oh
you
yeah,
can
and
do,
those monsters are so terrifying.
See, you say monsters, I just say the gooey monsters are not I don't give a fuck about those. Those are not scary. It's the fucking Baker family. They're terrifying. Like I remember the first time like I dropped a controller I was like I'm done. When he burst through the fucking wall right in front of me, I was like fuck this shit, I'm out. Didn't play for like 2 days.
The one where you're like versing the going up against the mom.
The mom scared the shit out of me,
dude. With all like the insects.
Stay the fuck out.
I hate her so much.
Yeah, it was really hard playing. I only got to like I
beat it mom, thankfully, but yeah, it was still
the wife fight, and then I was like,
it took me a while to beat that game, but I beat it. But that's terrifying. Village is not as terrifying. I think
Village is just a better game.
Well, but like there are moments where it's terrifying, like the creepy baby slug thing.
Yeah.
But like I was not
the
scared.
dollhouse was terrifying.
Pretty much anything
because you played it was the mannequins that you have to look at or they move, which is like the total SCP.
The Doctor Who like fallen angel things.
Yeah. Yep. Have you guys gotten into like SCPs at all?
Scott showed me a bunch of SCP videos one time, and they were pretty interesting.
See,
I want to go into them, but at the same time, I just
really interested in them.
I don't know where to like start. Is kind of my thing.
Well, like there's a whole wiki, and the part of the wiki is like people can just make up whatever.
Well, isn't there like because doesn't it like in order to be like fully amassed in the lore, it has to be like lore relevant? Because isn't there an actual
I think it is vetted.
Yeah.
But people can just make like there's an SCP that's this book that when you look at it you smell farts. like you could do
isn't it all like science experiment like shit?
Well, it's like it's paranormal shit that the SCP Foundation is like a
secure,
thing
contain, protect.
Okay. Yeah, they contain all these like paranormal things.
It's what's the scary movie?
Cabin in the Woods.
It's Cabin in the Woods. That's all it is.
Well, isn't Cabin in the Woods the thing is that they have to sacrifice teenagers to this god, and then if they don't, the god will get mad, and the ending of that movie is a hand coming out of the fucking ground.
That movie was so fucking strange.
Yeah.
Wasn't it Joss Whedon?
Probably.
I think it was. I liked it. I mean, like at first it was scary. Then like once the thing were like, I think I'm not terrified anymore. It's just stupid.
Well, then so the SCP were like, it's just like kind of like scary stories and Wikipedia stuff. and then they made a game on like it was like an old Unreal Engine game, and
Like that slender 8 pages type shit of like
not that bad. I mean, it was really in depth, and you pretty much you are like I think it's Fox Company or something. And you're like the elite
Metal Gear?
squad that comes in, and it's like they're the guys that you send in when everything's fucked, and so they're like doing well. No, I'm take that all back. You start the game as a guy that was like a criminal or something like that, and they're like, okay, well, you just need to come into this room, and there's these guards there, and they're like, you just have to look at this thing and don't blink at all.
Fuck.
And so he like walks into this room, and so they like take prisoners for like these experiments.
Yeah, Suicide Squad shit.
And so they're looking at this thing, and all of a sudden the power goes out as they're like transferring people to watch this thing. And when the power goes out, you blink, and there's a like a thing. It's SCP. I don't know what its name is, but its whole thing is it's just like it's made out of like concrete and rebar, and it only moves when it's not being seen, and it kills people by breaking their neck. And so the whole time you're going through like encountering all these different SCPs. Like one of them's like a supercomputer that like does stuff. There's one that's like like sometimes you like see motion in the corner of your eye, like, and that's actually like a monster that always stays in like your blind spots. And there's a bunch of other stuff, and you have to get through. And there's a bunch of different endings, but at the end it's like you can blow up the facility, you can escape.
This reminds me of what's that horror movie that was like originally like a YouTube short, like a short film that was like you turn the lights off and the thing moves, but the lights on, it like stops. I forget what it was, like Don't Blink or something where it was like it was this lady, she's in like her apartment and like something's there.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It's a
I don't
movie
know
or
the name
game.
of it.
It was like a short film that was like 15 minutes maybe, and it or like something was on YouTube and it blew up, got a bunch of awards, and it got made into an actual movie. And it was literally like this thing because the major scene is this lady's like looking in her hallway, turning the lights off, and there's a thing like a shadow, and you can see.
And
she
they
turns
turn
it on,
yeah,
and nothing there.
I've seen it.
And then but then she gets in bed and like turns the light off or whatever. But then like she sees something, turns it back on. It's there in the light, and I was like, oh, that's what reminded me. You said like, oh yeah, the lights are off. It
Dude,
moves.
it's
I'm like,
so scary. But now there's like, I mean, there's actually a couple really good fan films that are like genuinely like pretty decent, and it's all about that like Bravo company, the elite squad that they send in to like recover stuff or anything. And then there was recently a game made on Unreal 5, I think, that is really good, where you're that elite squad, you're going through clearing out everything, and you just have to survive. But it's really well done. But I think SCP like universe is pretty into it.
I think I'm more excited for horror games with Unreal 5 just because of how realistic they can get. Because like,
I bet Markiplier is too.
well, like,
Is that the bite?
is that the fight of '87? I'm
Dude, he is maybe the reason that like Five Nights got so big.
PewDiePie, and
100%.
MatPat. PewDiePie, and MatPat are the reasons those
Oh,
games.
MatPat will die on the hill of Five Nights at Freddy's content.
Did you see that?
What do you
like,
mean?
He didn't get
Like all of his game theories, it used to be like, oh, fucking Link is dead in Majora's Mask, and now it's like Five Nights at Freddy's has a cock.
Didn't he do a game theory
That's
that was
just
like
a game theory.
But that's just a theory.
A game theory.
Didn't he? He made. I remember one of his.
Freddy has
He gave the Pope a copy of Undertale
which is hilarious. He got so much shit for that, and I'm just like,
He met the Pope.
yeah, a bunch
and
of
gave him Undertale.
even though like,
Gave him
Yeah.
underwear.
well, it was one of those things, and like I did like his video where he explained it, and it was mainly just like he knows the Pope's not gonna fucking play it, but it was the idea of like because it was at the time where like Undertale like was the thing on the internet, and it was like. He kind of like he was saying like, oh, look at all these like communities who have sprouted out because of it. Look at it was like the same thing with Five Nights at Freddy's where it's like people are making you're making
This is just like what you do,
animations.
Pope.
Yeah. I don't know, but I liked it, but at the same time, I'm like, I would have given him something else maybe, but like you know, you do you, I guess.
Yeah, it strikes me as a tad gay and retarded.
You see, he did a stream where he was looking at his most controversial videos, and there was the one where it's like he did some. Oh yeah, it was the biggest boobs in gaming. And
No.
it was one of his older videos, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I had run out of ideas." I had nothing. I had like nothing for the video. I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And he was like, fuck it. And then like he goes, yeah, the hate I got for this video, he got called misogynistic. He got called all this shit because he was like, you're objectifying women. And he's like, yeah, that was the point of the video. But he went at it from a scientific point of view of, we're gonna really like, I'm like, this is the dumbest shit. Granted, this is before Five Nights. This is before Five Nights shit. So this is back when it was like, yeah, Link is dead, and oh, is Mario a terrorist in Isle Delfino, and all this stupid shit. So, and then Five Nights came out, and all of a sudden it was, who's the purple guy? Springtraps, Soul Inside, or just a monster? What about like all? I have not seen anything about Security Breach. Did you just?
Did I just what?
Did you fart?
No.
No, I moved on the couch.
I heard something in this vicinity.
It was the fucking broken couch
Oh yeah,
squeaking.
I forgot we have a broken couch.
It's half broken now.
Oh, okay, sorry. But I haven't seen anything from Security Breach, so
I actually watched my sister play through it. She got like all the endings, and it was.
But that's the one where it's like,
Gregory.
It's like first person.
that
Yeah.
one was cool.
Yeah, it was. It seemed like it was fun.
which was nice.
I like the direction they're going in with it.
I think
If they keep doing it that way.
I think it's very interesting that for once the Five Nights at Freddy's fandom actually was thirsting after a human character instead of an animatronic for once with
You mean
Vanessa.
like a 13-year-old?
Was Vanessa 13, the security guard girl?
No, she was
Oh.
of age to have a job.
Okay, well that's what I was
thought
saying.
you
I
were
was
talking
like,
about the little
not
boy.
Greg. Well, there's probably some corner of the internet that was super hype about that, but no, I'm talking about Vanessa. I saw like pictures of people like, here's Vanessa thing or whatever on
Sorry,
Twitter,
Bert.
and I literally was like, I'm proud of the internet for once. Because there was like so many different versions of Freddy and Chica and whatever in these games, but people went, you know what, that Vanessa chick, that human chick, actually, I like that one.
Pretty low bar though.
I mean, hey,
Yeah. But
with
we're
some
talking
of
about.
with some of these fandoms, you got to give
Yeah.
them their roses when they do something good.
Yeah.
You know,
Hey, but these roses still smell like poo poo.
it's the first time I heard that song was when you played it at I think one of your parties, and I was like, damn, because I was one of those.
You love me
uncul-
some Outcast.
I was one of those uncultured fucks who
Outkast
whose only
slaps.
Outcast song I've heard was Heya.
Oh,
You never heard So Fresh, So Clean?
That's them?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I've heard.
What
the
about
song.
Ain't nobody dope as me.
oh my gosh, I'm blanking out on so many. Sorry, Miss Jackson.
Okay, so I've heard their songs. Then yeah, I didn't know they were
I
Outcast.
am for real.
I am for eels.
Never meant to make your daughter cry.
I am for fish and not a real guy.
Okay, Weird Al. Is that a parody song that you and your sister would sing?
No, it was a thing that I saw on a meme one time.
All right, Matt. What you been doing?
Baldur's Gate is amazing. I played like 5 hours last night, which was like, no, I played like 6 hours last night, which doesn't sound like a lot, but with the amount of time I've had, it was like all I did. Didn't stop. I grabbed my chips and like 2 Gatorades and some dip, and I was like, I'm settling in. And
It's always a good moment when you're like, I plan to play for a minute.
yeah,
Like I did that with the last game. I think I was Cyberpunk was probably what I did that
you
for.
didn't settle in with Final Fantasy, bro.
The thing
He
with
was
Final
in his
Fantasy.
room for weeks at a time. for
With Final Fantasy, I started it and just didn't stop. I didn't settle in. I didn't like prepare. I just went, all right, because I started the demo, played the demo, and I was like, damn, this is great. Let me replay that demo again, and just kept playing it. And then for Final Fantasy, I was just like, there was no time to get a snack. Getting snacks was less time away from Final Fantasy.
Yeah, no, I settled in for sure, and it was well. I started my own solo campaign and just kind of got through the tutorial section, and then I think we all watched My Hero or something like that, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay. But then yesterday I was hanging out in Discord with our boys Lee and Ezra, talking to them, and one of the other guys was like, mentioned something, and I was like, you know, because there are a bunch of people talking, and he said like, are you gonna get this game? And I was like, what game? And so then I was hovering over his icon. It said Baldur's Gate 3, and I was like, dude, like, yes, let's play right now. And he's like, yeah. So we started up a co-op story, and so he was like, I'm gonna play cleric, which is dope, because if somebody's willing to be healer, I'm like super for that. And I was like, okay, well, if you're gonna be cleric, I need to be like an upfront fighter, because I can't play like a ranger or even a rogue. It would be too like fragile. and so I picked a fighter, and I'm a half elf because I'm trying to get any. I was pretty much only going for any race that had dark vision because that's just yeah. I think Drow is the only class that gets like, it's not super dark vision, but it's like improved dark vision,
like
which,
half-light vision or whatever.
yeah, which gives you just a little bit more. I think it's
What,
40 feet of.
How I know they followed in the cyberpunk realm where you can customize your genitals, but like
Yes.
how detailed is this character customization screen? Like will I be there for like an hour or two with that?
There's like
Dude, I think Skyrim.
6 different cocks.
I think Skyrim has more character customization.
but the
'Cause-
problem with Skyrim is they all look terrible.
Sure, but you can do like adjust brow length.
Okay.
You can do like distance. I mean, you can do nose. Like
That was something that I think Fallout 4 did really well, was when they added the sculpting bit where you can just have a bunch of presets or just fucking move that shit yourself. And I was like, I like
there
that.
was like, I think there's 4 different body types, like a
masculine, feminine, thin, fat,
well, masculine, feminine are, you know, the two of the two
cinnamon,
are, you know, half of them, so
Yeah.
2 and 2, and then you have like a
masculine built, masculine twink,
yes,
Yeah.
and then
feminine butch, feminine whatever.
yeah,
okay.
100%. That's it.
So basically, if you're playing male, you get twink. You're either twink or
Except
bear.
I was like looking at, and some of them just don't look right. Like you're playing a rogue, and then he's just like 6'5".
Look, can I play a twink orc? All right, that's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
That'd be funny.
But
as
then
shit.
with that, you get about 5 like face styles. After that, they have a bunch of hair options, which is
Good.
like a bunch. I mean, there might be like 30 to 40 different hair choices.
My boy's gonna look the most.
There's a
basic
lot
ass
of,
motherfucker.
I think like 15 no, maybe like 20 different like facial art stuff.
Can you get like?
Beards are maybe about 15. Then there's, you can do eyes, and you can do the type where you have like 2 different colored eyes.
Good.
You can do scars, you can do aging.
I always do.
You can do freckles.
Anytime I do like a badass like big bearded just warrior, I always do the scar that goes through the eye, and then I make that one white. So it's like, oh, that eye's, he's blind there. The other eye's whatever color, but like,
Yeah.
oh look, something happened, and in my head I'm like, he fought this fucking whatever. And
There's a decent amount of voice
well,
options.
so is your character voiced, or is it one of those things where they just say shit in the battles? Like,
they say shit in the battles.
okay,
But unless you're playing, I think, one of the origin characters, and I think there's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think there's 7
and
origin
those are
characters.
like pre-built.
Yes, so
Okay.
those like have interconnected, like while you're playing, you'll meet somebody, and you're like, oh my gosh, we were from the same thieves guild, and it gives you extra dialogue stuff, and I'm pretty sure those are all voiced as well, because as you're playing and you go through, you'll find those same people throughout the map, and you can recruit them to be in your party, and
Okay.
they have full voice lines. So I'm
Okay.
pretty sure it would be the other way around.
This game is also narrated, right? Isn't that the big
Yes,
thing? Yeah.
the chick who narrates it is awesome.
Well, I've seen the
It's-
blooper outtakes on TikTok where she's like making fun of the player, or like there was one where they're like, where she like mentioned, she's like, yeah, fuck the player. They stabbed a dog, so I'm not for them again. I hope they lose this and like there was like bloopers of, I guess they took him out of the game, but for like the next few battles, she would be like, oh,
There
the
goes
hero won.
There's the dog
You.
killer.
Yeah, basically be like, oh, you animal cruelty bitch, like I don't want you to win, and she like hates you for like the next few times she narrates.
Yeah, it's but already it just feels so finished and polished.
It helps that it's been in like, cause I think because they got like what 800,000 concurrent players on Steam, which is insane. But like the fact that the director was like, I thought we peaked in the beta. Like I fully thought people weren't gonna pick our game up, and we did not expect it.
Well,
to
it's
be
so
this
funny.
this
The guy who I was
popular.
playing with was like, "Yeah, last time I played this was like 3 years ago."
Well, yeah, because it was
like-
the Google Stadia exclusive for a while, and it was gonna be until Google Stadia died, and then it was like, all right, coming to Steam.
Yeah, it feels so polished. I mean, so coming from Divinity 2,
Which was their last game, right? Larian Studios.
yes,
I think their last game, their last major game.
yeah.
I mean, they've been working on ports for that as well because they ported Divinity 1 and 2 to Switch. So
I think that'd be a really good game to play on the Switch.
I've got them if you want to try them.
I actually would like to
have them, but you never played them.
Nope.
He's got so many Switch games he's never played.
Well, after I played it on Xbox, I was like, no, thank you.
But after playing that, it's super D&D heavy. I mean, you're like rolling.
It actually shows the D20 when you roll.
Yeah, with bonuses and like.
Well, can't you roll for your stats too? Or is that not a thing?
I don't know. You can custom when you're building a character, you can edit your stats as much as you want to.
I think for my first character,
But like long rests, short rests, like all of that's a factor in getting advantage.
It is. I mean, Baldur's Gate was just D&D, but on a video game.
Yeah,
that's basically what it's been. So Baldur's Gate 3 just being what people know of D&D. It's like, but now in video game form, to the point where they have the dice rolling on screen shit, which I think is awesome. Well,
then I was like started re-listening to campaign 2 of Critical Role, and now just my head's just been full of like D&D, and I just can't wait to play more.
Hey,
Baldur's Gate.
Lee and Ezra, we're ready to do a one shot whenever you want to.
Yeah, we've got a whole space here. We can put a table here. Put
table
out maps.
here. We're good.
I make food.
We make minis.
Yeah.
We can make minis.
That's true.
I was, so you mentioned campaign 2. I've recently, I don't know, I guess I was like listening to like some supercut of campaign 2 of like, oh, this is the cool shit from it. I've now just like my new like fantasy character, because I started Pathfinder, the video game Kingmaker, just to do whatever, and I've been like really digging the half orc aesthetic, like Ford. I don't know why. I've really been digging the idea of like the like. Because I love Ford's character.
Half orc in like D&D is a great character to have if you're any sort of melee combat, because
I love melee combat.
Because if you go down to 0, you get
like the 1 HP. Like
it brings you right back to 1 HP, and you get that every long rest, which is such a good.
I think for Baldur's Gate 3, I'm doing half orc, and then what are the melee fighting? Like, is it fighter and
barbarian?
Okay.
Monk.
Barbarian,
Sick.
you say?
And paladin, I think.
I think I'm gonna go. Well, I think
Rogue,
I'm gonna go.
That's another melee.
I think I'm gonna go fighter. What would be the best for like tanky shit?
Barbarian. Or paladin.
Okay.
Barbarian is pretty much, you get the biggest health pool.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Can I have one too? Cheers. Has the biggest health pool. Paladin though, because you can wear heavy armor. Heavy armor
at the start, right? Because can you get heavy armor in other classes, or is it like?
Yeah, it just depends on what you have, but he's proficient in it. Mm-hmm. So it helps. I mean, just to have a way higher AC. I mean, and they do have good. I think what's the stat? That's Constitution, a high Constitution, so that gives you a really good base health. Both of those combined make you tanky.
I'm either gonna be
Paladin. Honestly, I don't know. I don't think
Paladin. You have to pick a good deity though, right, to get your powers from. Or
that's true, and
right?
apparently you can be, depending on the choices you make, you can turn into a Oathbreaker Paladin, which is normally you can just make that class in D&D. You're an Oathbreaker Paladin, and that gives you like necromantic stuff. But this one, you like make choices during the game, and it change the actual subclass you are, which is
cool,
super cool.
I love that and
then it gives you access to like necromantic stuff.
I think that might be what I go with, because Oathbreaker Paladins are always, granted it's the edgy shit that I like, but also the idea of somebody breaking their vows and like doing just to be like, nah, fuck this shit, because they get either so angry or so like, look, whatever, just to get an extra bit of power, is so cool. And those can be some sick ass moments. And like, because I've seen like the D&D like campaigns I've watched where it's like, what do you do in this situation or whatever it is, and like the dude just full like, fuck it, and they become an Oathbreaker, and then now the story that comes out of that is like so cool.
Yeah,
I see, like that's why I want to play D&D. Like, it's the story bits, because I mean the fighting and all the looting and all the other shit, like that's fine. I mean, but it's like creating a character, and like even if you die.
I texted Jack, my cousin's fiance, who
dope ass Jack.
Yeah, once he marries, then we'll be related. It'll be perfect.
Hell yeah.
I texted him. I was like, "Hey, have you ever DM'd?" And he's like, "No, I haven't, but I want to." And I was like, "Oh, wow, we're so close. We're so close." But to be fair,
I know need to gaslight him into doing it.
I know Lee like definitely definitely like wants to just like hang out and like continue to work together and do stuff, and they're begging us to go to Gen Con or Dragon Con, which is end of August. So
I thought the one that they just went to was Dragon Con.
no, that was Gen Con, which had 70,000 people go.
Holy
It was
fucking shit.
insane.
I want to go to more conventions. I just, with asking off work is a nightmare, and I kind of hate it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we could just go to like the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, or Friday and Saturday, or something like that.
Yeah, I'd have to finagle it. Just be like, hey, I need these 2 days off, but put me the rest of the week and shit or whatever.
Yeah,
But I can try.
yeah.
I definitely want. I want to do. Obviously, we'll do MTech again next year. Try to get them press passes again.
Oh, we're definitely gonna get them. I know that. Yeah.
Keep do that again because
I
that
mean, we know a lot more people that work at MTech than I expected we did.
What, John?
I mean, John is a new associate. Of
Was the
ours.
guy who's doing all
like
the
Grant. We
Grant.
knew Grant ahead of time.
Grant,
and then,
Ben.
Yeah.
Everybody else in the gaming room was just GameStop guys.
Yeah.
So
Obviously, Taylor will probably do another stall there again.
sell my keycaps.
I liked MTech. I really did. Like it was.
Yeah.
It was legitimately
And
fun.
we can, now that we can set up the lights and do the video again, with nice recording stuff. We can bring like a laptop or something and record. I mean, even that other interface that I have has a USB, so you can record it right to the USB if we wanted to. So we don't even need a computer.
that's
I
pretty
was gonna
dope.
say. I think I know. Can you get Audacity on Apple stuff?
I
Or
have
is
no
it just?
clue.
I'd have to check because I mean I've been
I
like
mean, on your tablet, I bet you could.
yeah.
Yeah, with the Android stuff.
'Cause
I've been
know
fucking with
a
Steam
lot of
Deck.
stuff.
You could also do it if you
Oh
were
yeah, we
running.
can.
Steam Deck, it would be really easy.
Well, Steam Deck is basically just a PC, but
Yeah.
in handheld. Yeah, a Linux-based PC, but yeah, it works.
So a lot of options there, but we should link up with Lee and Ezra again. They had a great time. They're making moves.
I would
doing
love
stuff like that.
I would love to have them back on, or just not even if it's a podcast, just hang out.
For sure.
Yeah.
Let's get them over here.
Probably my party.
When is that?
It's end of September.
Oh yeah, keep thinking that.
I'll
we
let
just
you know
had
it's a
it.
Friday.
Friday.
Yeah.
I need to know a date.
The 29th.
29th. Okay. That is the party date.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'll have to ask that one off.
Fuck you. No. Stop.
Stop playing footsie, guys.
Don't tell us what to do. People are gonna hate this. Why did you transition to video? This was a terrible idea. Why do you keep showing us your feet? What time are we at?
An hour.
An hour.
Hell
It's
yeah.
been about an hour. Anything else you'll want to go through? Because I know how has it just been basically been Baldur's Gate? I know we talked My Hero a bit.
I mean,
and some
Baldur's
stuff.
Gate was last night.
Oh, okay. Did it like just come out last night or yesterday, or has it been like a couple days?
I think it came out Friday.
Okay.
Yep.
I know it's coming to PlayStation. I'm just debating on do I want to have it on Steam Deck with the portability or like have that 4K whatever shit on my TV.
It looks so good, but to be fair, even my beefy computer is like, I mean, I can run it at high and ultra, but I just don't like seeing my GPU and CPU running at like, well, my GPU running at like 96%.
yeah.
I just don't like the idea of that.
I think
It looks incredible.
I think I'll probably do PlayStation just for the graphics.
Yeah.
Because, like, I don't know. For me, like, I think I'd like it on Steam Deck. It just has... I want to make sure it would run. Because from what I can tell, I've seen some people at least...
We'll just check
the
the
first...
compatibility tab.
Well, right now, the compatibility... At least last I had checked, which is when it launched, it was not verified, but it was playable. So I don't know what the fuck that means.
That just means that they
Yeah.
need to add in a section of the settings that's just Steam Deck.
Yeah, so I think I'll wait. I'm going to give it a minute just because, one, I'm broke, and two, I just want to make sure that if I'm spending like 60, 70 on a game, it's going to be a game that I'm going to pump the hours into and really enjoy.
yeah.
So I'll probably wait on it, but I definitely want to play it because I want that. We've all been fiending to play D&D, and this is going to be like the closest we're going to get until...
I know, and yet
We get
BJ
Lee
still
and
doesn't
Ezra.
want to do it.
Because it's not D&D. It's not me rolling a die and sitting around a table with my buds. It's me sitting on my fat ass in my room with a headset on.
Fair enough.
So yeah, that's fair. I don't know. I'm excited for it just because it's more D&D shit. And I love that fantasy just bullshit.
I also love that this game is like fully polished, and they were like, there's no like add-ons, there's no like later DLC that you're gonna have to pay for.
We talked about it this past time of like all the devs saying Baldur's Gate 3 is an unrealistic expectation or some shit. And I'm just like,
no, it's
fuck off.
And they're like, we have no plans to like have anything that's gonna cost you more. If we add anything in, it's gonna be included in the price of everything.
I heard the article I saw, and I didn't read it, so take this with a grain of salt, but the headline was like, devs are calling Baldur's Gate 3 a Rockstar Light game, where it's like, that's like, not every game has to be like a Rockstar game, you know? They don't have to come out like a Rockstar. And the first comment I had seen into the article was, what, you mean fully polished and works day one?
Yep.
And I'm like, shit. Like we said before, I'm not like looking for every game to be a 10 out of 10, gonna blow my fucking socks off.
But I would like to buy a game and have it work as soon as I put it in. I would like to buy a game and be able to experience the full thing without having to pay $30 extra.
Yeah, I've always said I love Mass Effect, but having a character who is fucking lore important as a pre-order DLC is fucking stupid. Like, in the fact that you miss all that great, just juicy lore because, well, I didn't pre-order it, and now I gotta pay an extra $5 to have the character who's on the fucking disc unlock is stupid. Fuck that. I'm glad that, you know, if you decide to play Mass Effect nowadays, it's just like, it's all there. It's part of the collection. $60, everything.
By the way, I'm going on record now. Yakuza the Man That Sold His Name is one day after or one day before my birthday. So that is the number one thing that I want for my birthday. I'm going to tell you both right now.
Okay.
So, Matt, let's each get him a copy.
Okay.
Steve, by the way.
You get him an Xbox copy, I'll get him a PlayStation copy.
My Xbox has not been hooked in for... I think it's download only. Because...
Yeah, no, there's no physical copy, yeah.
Fuck, we're headed back to the dark
you have
ages.
a Series S?
No, he's got an Xbox One.
Oh,
It's gonna be a 1X scenario.
I did
but
have a
you're only-
1S for a while, and then I was like, I'm not using this.
Yeah.
No, it's gonna.
I had a 1S too for a while.
I remember
And then
because
I
you
would-
couldn't find the X.
Yeah, and then magically I did.
Wasn't it at Costco or was it
Best Buy in
Best Buy?
Franklin.
Yeah. Now they're
And they were like, some guy like online was like, this is how you do it because it's gonna say it's out of stock, but you have to do this. And if you look during like search this and this, that means they actually have one in the background. So I go in and they're like, if you look up, go into the store, ask to search this like serial number, and they're like, and so I went in, talked to them, and was like, hey, can you guys look up to see if you have a problem? I have the serial number. They're like, yeah, sure, blah 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 blah, and they're like, oh, that's weird, like it says online, oh, it's an Xbox, we don't have those. And I was like, just look it up. She's like, oh, actually, here, let me talk to the electronics person. And she's like, we might have one. So then
The electronics person, like
Yeah.
it's not a fucking Best Buy and everything's
yeah,
electronics.
and so we go up to her and she's like, yeah, no, we definitely don't have one. I was like, check the back, just check the back. And I'm pretty sure she knew they had one, but she was saving it for her boyfriend or something.
Well, if it's the same thing we did at GameStop, I guarantee you that was just put to the side for an employee.
But with GameStop, if you were doing it correctly and not being a cunt, you would move it out of inventory completely.
Well, you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that, but you're also supposed to pay your fucking employees a living wage.
That's
so
fair.
suck my cock.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. So I wonder if it was one of those things where they. Well, I wonder if it's that thing because they looked up by serial number. Maybe that was why he could see it. Because if you looked online, it's like there's 0 in stock. But if you look at serial number, it's like, well, they might have one. It shows in their system, so it's one of those things where it's like, it's there, but they can't. Like they made it to where you can't buy it. So, but then Matt's
I was so excited. I mean, I brought the warranty and everything, man. I was
gonna say
jonesing.
at least they got the extra bit, like the extra bits out of you, where it's like you got the warranty, did the thing, yeah.
There's no way I wasn't gonna get the warranty.
And if I have to spend more than if whatever I'm paying for is triple digits, I'm getting a warranty. Especially if it's electronic, I'm like, no, give me the warranty because if this thing breaks, I don't want to spend like on both my Xbox and PlayStation have warranties, which by now they're probably void because it's been 2 years. But like I was just like, I got warranties for both because I'm like, if I break this, I'm not spending another $500, and I don't know if I'm gonna fucking get one. Now you
Yeah.
can get them both. They're both pretty readily available.
Thank God.
PlayStations are PS5s are.
They're
Game-
rolling out. You can find them if you're really looking for one. Thankfully,
The GameStop in Cool Springs has 2 Final Fantasy bundles and 1 God of War bundle.
just in time for the PS5 Slim to come out.
It's apparently going to be next year.
Yep.
And you know what else is going to be next year? The fucking Switch 2, apparently.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that.
Did you see
You
the-
are, but you have like the OLED.
Yeah, but
But this going to be better
this
than
is
the
gonna
OLED.
have better specs than the OLED. So
Faster speed.
Yeah, but you, see here, Matt, you had the 1S or you had the Series S. Why do you want the Series X? Same shit.
Discs.
you want the disc?
don't hold a mirror up to him, you son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch.
But
There-
yeah, my biggest thing right now is just wondering about the backwards compatibility.
That
because
seems to be the thing because so far all the leakers or people who have information also don't know what the fuck backwards because it's still going to be cartridge based, but they don't know if it's
Well,
the same cartridge.
if it's
No,
cartridge based, I could see them doing that thing where it's slightly different, but it can hold more and it uses the same slot.
I wonder because for the so far the information seems to point to digitally it's backwards compatible, but physically might be weird.
But that could also just be for the dev kits.
How pissed would you be?
I'd be really pissed.
It just means you'd have to have an old Switch and a new Switch for all those fucking physical games.
Yeah, and that's bullshit because I would really love to like trade in my OLED and put that money towards the new one.
Yeah, I'd do the same. I the thing is though, I would do that thing where I'm like, hey, I'm trading this in. I'd go to the GameStop and trading this in for the new Switch. Can I just go ahead and swap the shit here while I'm here?
And the nice thing about GameStop is they usually let you do that.
What do you mean by that?
For
Like you can transfer your console data from one to the other while you're doing a trade-in.
Oh.
yeah, because the thing with the Switch, you can't just log in and just start downloading shit and all your save datas, which I think you can't. Well, you can, but like it's very weird. Like getting a new Switch. Is
I'd have to
fucking
text
awful.
Grant and be like, "Hey, when are you gonna be working? What just happened?"
I don't know. Let me check it.
The computer had a notification sound, so that might have picked up on the audio, but it'd be fine.
Technical difficulties.
But the thing with the Switch, right? I don't know a Switch 2 because it's whatever the fuck they're gonna call it next, right?
Mm-hmm.
They said it's gonna be a hybrid, so they're sticking to the hybrid formula, which is good. But like, I don't know, man, because like the thing that we've known so far is that the storage is gonna be bigger. So instead of 32 gigabyte storage, it's 512.
What's about fucking time? Sorry, I was just trying to stick in my thumb and pull out a plum, you know. But yeah, like the internal storage, that's fine. You can change it, whatever. I've got a big ass memory card in mine right now, so I can just swap that. If it's not backwards compatible, I'll have a fucking fit.
My running theory is it's probably gonna be backwards compatible, but like it's gonna be a weird scenario, probably similar to the fucking DS Game Boy shit, where you can play Switch games, but you have to put in a different fucking slot.
I'm fine with that as long as it works on the console.
Watch it be a fucking adapter you have to buy separately.
I think
I
BJ
don't-
would still be okay with that.
I don't see that being the case, but I would do it.
Because that's
I mean,
so old school technology. Getting like
I mean,
an
I'd still
adapter.
do it just to have like the backwards compatibility.
I mean, to be fair,
I'd
maybe
be a little
maybe,
pissy that I have to
like,
pay for like maybe
they might
$50.
do something where they're like they make the new Switch cartridges longer, but it still has
like a slot,
like
the
the
same
the
slot.
DS to 3DS where it has that little nub on the end.
but it
yeah,
still
that's
fits
what
the
I'm
logo.
but still
imagining.
fits in the same slot and registers the pins. But then the newer ones take up more pins.
Because of all the console companies right now, Nintendo is the one that has been historically the most dedicated to backwards compatibility. So I don't see why they would change now.
I think another thing they could do, because I don't know if you saw this, but currently it's going to be an LCD screen. So not
Yeah.
OLED. So but I wonder if they're going to launch this one with an OLED option at launch. So it's like you can get this one or pay more to get the OLED version.
I could see that because before the Switch and just having the different color options, like the Wii U launched that way. You had the no storage white version and then the actual one that you buy, which is the black one that has storage.
Yeah.
So I could definitely see them doing that, and I think that would be a really good idea because most people would gravitate towards that better version. Everybody has a Switch.
Do you think they gravitate, because you think they do it all just shotgun, like here's a light version, standard, and an OLED?
I think they would do just a standard and an OLED at first, and then maybe a year in they drop the light. And then, a couple years down the line, if they want to do their pro version like they did with the OLED originally.
I honestly think that for them, doing a pro version, like kind of how the Lite is portable only, their big beefy pro version is this is a console only. You cannot take this with you. It is specifically meant to sit at your TV to play shit in 4K and whatever else.
They definitely can't do that, though. Like, they're dedicated to this hybrid shit.
Well, I think they do, but I wonder...
Dedicated wham.
I wonder though if they give it as an option, because there are people who want the higher quality shit. Like there's how many people go, yeah, I've got a Switch, I don't take it out of the fucking dock. You know
I saw a poll recently on Twitter. I think it was Spawnwave that did it, but he was like, do you play your dock or do you play your Switch more in dock mode or handheld mode? And it was pretty much split 50-50.
Okay, so yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe that's
I mean, with like Tears of the Kingdom, I almost I'd say like 90% of it was docked. There's I remember one time Carmen went to go get her hair dyed, so I took her to Aveda, and in the parking lot I was just playing the Switch. But
that's
that was
another
the
thing
only
right
time
now.
I did.
I don't have a Switch charger. My Switch charger fucking broke when I was in that motel. It my phone fell off the bed and the thing snapped off. So I have not any ability.
The Steam Deck charger is the same voltage.
Yeah, but it worries me.
Yeah. Well, that's why they say
Why
so
does
you just
it
gotta
worry
make
you?
sure the voltage is correct, because like the Steam put out the thing, they're like the Switch charger will work because it's the same voltage, same whatever, so it's not gonna fuck up your Steam Deck. I would assume the vice versa works, but I don't know.
That's the other thing I want for my birthday. I want an official Nintendo Switch charger. You guys figure out who's buying Yakuza and who's buying me a Switch charger.
Charger dibs. Hey, they're both about $50. We'll be all right.
What about tattoos?
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Do we want to
you
get
buy me
tattoos?
Yakuza and then I'll get tattoos.
All right.
Because I think
Do I get to pick everybody else's tattoo as my present?
No.
Fuck.
No, because we'd all walk away with a Sonichu tattoo if we had your choice.
Yeah.
It would be like the Yu-Gi-Oh thing where you hold your hands in, but it all just makes Sonichu.
Oh my gosh. Like one image.
We all stand together with like our biceps all together, and it's one Sonichu image. No, I think I told you I want to get the Final Fantasy IV Golbez thing, but that's going to be like multiple sessions, which is annoying.
What's the Gobez slang?
He's the main antagonist of 4, but when they changed the...
I'd be down with getting a Garland tattoo like on this other arm.
Which, the new looking Garland?
No,
Or
like
classic.
Like Dissidia Garland with the big lance and the massive horns and the purple cape.
That map. It's the one they redid the logo. So
Show the viewers too.
I'd have to walk up to the fucking camera, but I will.
We're gonna cut it in right now.
Hey! Right here. But they changed the logo from Kane Highwind with the dragoon shit, which is my mouse.
That
back
is
cover.
a dope logo.
Dope
though.
ass logo, but then the DS version has the Golbez logo, which I'm like, hey, this is also sick as fuck. Yeah, but the Kane logo is classic, but I feel like
Kane has such a good design.
he also has such a great character arc. I fucking love Final Fantasy IV is so good. Kane's great. I also love Cecil. Cecil's a really good protagonist.
Cecil's great.
Dude, one thing that we haven't done now that we're doing it in video, but is we can do video on Spotify.
Oh, we can?
I think
Damn.
we can.
Do we
Is
want
it like YouTube? Like where if you don't have YouTube Premium, it'll lock the audio if you don't.
No.
Oh shit.
Do we want to have both? Because I feel like I like having Spotify just being audio and then YouTube be
I
the...
mean, we can. It
Well, I
doesn't
like-
matter now that you can close your phone and do other stuff. It doesn't matter
I didn't know it was an option that you could do both on there. So
because it does say we can upload video. And I had a buddy Nick who also used it, and he was like, when we did video, it was like it worked fine.
let's give it a try. At least for this episode. I mean,
Yeah.
this is the
And-
studio inauguration.
When we've got more options, I mean, we should have some... A shelf is going to probably go here. We're
Yeah,
gonna have
Lee says he wants to
posters.
give us some stuff to put on our walls, and I was like, yes.
Oh shit.
If this end up... Because I do... Because obviously we'll...
well, we
just
can
gonna-
pepper things inside and around this too.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, definitely, I think putting like a nice shelf in that corner that has stuff, and we could do another shelf like here.
I have a...
We can get those like screw in Gundam stands and have them flying around the SQ.
I'm gonna try again because I got the notification that, hey, sorry, your Genro poster's not coming in. Here's your refund.
As I said,
So I'm gonna try that one more time.
Let's just do Walgreens, man. It'll be way
Okay.
cheaper because the one you got was 8.5 by 11. This big.
I don't know if you guys can see it. It's a
But there's
Jinro poster.
It's right there in the queue.
Oh my gosh.
No, I also there's a poster in my car that I don't know what to do with, but it's the Sheikah Slate eye.
We
Like,
should put
from
the
Zelda.
Star Wars one over there. That nice big one you have.
Yeah.
I have another one that we could hang up, and I don't know if you'd be down. It's in my car right now, but it's a Zelda Breath of the Wild one, where it's like the Sheikah eye thing.
Yeah.
So
I'll take a look.
I also want to
And
get a
that
wall
one's already
scroll for the
framed.
back of the door.
What's
Like a big titty anime girl wall scroll.
You see this? The
And
one.
every time we have guests, we blow up a picture of their face and paste it on the anime girl.
We have to get the ones.
So when
that,
they come in and sit down, we start recording, and then we close the door, and they're like, "Oh, that's okay."
we gotta get the one from the Super Mega video where they unrolled it, and it's the girl like just.
You can't talk about Super Mega right now,
Sorry.
Why?
because Super Mega is going through. Well, I mean,
A breakup?
No.
controversy.
So
What controversy?
we'll talk on the pod about
Let's
it.
not-
We'll tell you
yeah.
later, but-
yeah, it's a whole fucking thing.
Okay,
I'm coming to the conclusion that like they're just mismanaged.
They're just idiots.
Yeah,
Which
we
I
all
knew.
knew.
I mean, so are we.
But it also feels very targeted,
a lot of the shit. Yes.
especially after that stream.
Well, did you see the one where it's like they're streaming and then this is like after the
And they have
thing-
the sub
the
count.
sub counter. Yeah. Now
I
it's
did
like
see that, and now it's like,
Like-
okay,
like on one hand it's like yes, what happened shouldn't have happened. 100%. Don's a piece of shit.
but
Sorry.
also
but yeah.
we're getting into it now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, thank you to our
Wait, I was gonna say
sponsor.
Dubby.
Hold on.
Wait. We can visually do something.
Keep talking.
Hey
So-
Matt. So
Man,
Matt,
you know what? Here, I'll tell you a little story.
Matt,
this
wait,
morning,
wait.
morning, I went to go to work.
Yeah?
And I made my dubby, and then I was driving, and I was like, oh man, I am freaking sleepy. And so I have to take these meds in the morning that I have to wait 30 minutes after I take them before I eat or drink anything. So I got in the car and I was like, it's been about 30 minutes. I can finally drink my dubby, my favorite thing in the morning. And then, boom, I look in the cup holder. I left it at home. So I was like, dang it. So I had to go run to the gas station and grab like another name brand energy drink.
random energy drink.
Random energy drink.
Hey, but
And so and it sucked. It sucked. It sucked so bad, and I was so sad that I didn't have Dubby. I'm like I could feel the crash when I got home, and I wish I had Dubby this morning, and it was brutal. I forgot it
So
here at home.
BJ, what is
here's
that you
some
have?
of my favorite flavors.
They're very hard to see on camera. We got the Push and Punch. This was the original that we got. This one is fucking incredible. This is also Push and Punch. We're out of the Galaxy Grenade. But this one is arguably the best one. Beach and Peach. Such a good like peach tea kind of thing.
I've yet
Gives
to
you that
have it
energy
yet.
you need, and it's not as dramatic of a flavor, so you can have it early in the morning. Perfect.
I was gonna say like I think that's why like they're the different flavors they have because like you don't necessarily want to open your day with fruit punch.
Yeah, you
But
don't
you
want
know
a
what?
fucking Hawaiian punch
Yeah.
right after you wake up, but this Beach and Peach.
But like a tea kind of nice like
Anyways, if you want to get yourself some Dubby, use code TakeItSleazy, one word, for 10% off your next order. At dubby.gg.
you can also get we still have the chairs for gaming.
Yeah, but you know,
Yeah.
we love Dubby more.
We do love Dovey more.
we really love Dubby.
We're not even fronting about it.
So yeah, go to w.gg 10% take it sleazy. Go follow the socials because we should now that we've said it before that like,
Now we're doing video that changes all the
We can
TikToks.
clip TikTok, Instagram.
we can also do
TikTok this. There you go.
that's our first TikTok.
TikTok that. Yeah, we're super excited.
This is insane.
A new chapter.
This fucking room is sick.
It's so fucking sick.
My first reaction they're like, they're like, oh, we haven't seen the room yet.
Uh-huh.
Luke, go, and I open it. I'm like, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
It's
The
fucking
light
fun.
is so good. Like it's
so-
such a high quality thing.
Yeah, I'm glad I kind of shelled out for it.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So, anyways, we love y'all, and as always,
Take it sleazy. Cut that out.